Tēnā koutou, me noho tātou, please be seated. Kia whai karoria a iho I o ngā kia maungaronga ki te whenua me ngā whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Koutou katoa, ngā whānau no tui I te moana nui I a kiwa, kei raro I ngā haki nei, no mai haramai I rungi te kāra ngā maunga e tū moki moki ana ki uta, ngā tūpuna, tēnā koutou. Koutou ngā whānau no ngā wahi katoa New Tereni, Aotearoa, Tuai Pounamu. Whiti atu rā ki whare kauri, tēnā rā koutou, piki mai rā, kake mai rā, haramai I rungi te kāranga, ngai tahu, ngā mihi a mātou nei, no reira koutou, ngā taui rā, kei raro I a mātou nei, tēnā rā koutou, piki te ora, piki te kaha, piki te maramatanga. It's a pleasure to stand here on behalf of Ngai Tahu with the University of Canterbury to welcome you all, in particular international visitors who have come here to support the families today and the students, their nephews, nieces, grandchildren, sons, daughters, and welcome to all families throughout New Zealand to Canterbury. It's been a wonderful time of the year. We hope you enjoy your time here, but more importantly, we're here to celebrate with the students. Nō reira, tēnā rā koutou, congratulations.
Manu tiria, manu tiria, manu erohia, ki te poho te raka, katou re re re, katou mai te ruhi, e tau e koia. Koia, koia, kota, raraniki, ki mai maui, e hara I te whetu, me te waru e tau e koia. Koia.
Piki te ora, piki te kaha, piki te maramatanga.
Ka tangi te titi, ka tangi te kaka, ka tangi hoki a hou, tihei mori ora. Ro rangatirama, no mai, piki mai, haere mai ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. I welcome you to the University of Canterbury and invite all present to stand, remove trenches, and join in singing the Maori and English versions of the first verse of the national anthem, as in your program and as displayed on the screens behind me. Please be seated. It is a pleasure for me to welcome you to this University of Canterbury graduation ceremony in my 5th year as your elected Chancellor. At this time last year, I noted that 2014 had marked the close of one of the most significant chapters in UC's history. The year in which, after having endured the worst that nature had thrown at us, we regained control of our own destiny. Throughout 2015, that restored autonomy and the enhanced financial resources we had previously negotiated were deployed to good effect. Massive efforts were made by many of our people operating through many channels to generate momentum in our first priority, the rebuilding of student numbers. By this March, the Vice-Chancellor was able to announce an average increase in new to UC enrolments of 13%, comprising useful gains in domestic numbers and a very strong upward movement in full fee-paying international students. Most pleasingly, we achieved levels of postgraduate students higher than at any point in the university's history. As the result, there is already increased and indeed extraordinary vibrancy in the air. The impact of those hundreds more students on campus, with all their curiosity, enthusiasm and energy, is enormously positive for our people, for the institution as a whole, and for our region. Significant further progress has been made in the transformation of the Ilam campus through modern, newly built and redeveloped facilities. Just this last week saw the opening of the brand new structural engineering laboratory and inauguration by the Tertiary Education Minister of the UC-based Quake Centre of Research Excellence. The first of our really major projects, Canterbury Engineering the Future, the rolling rebuild and enhancement of our entire engineering precinct, will be open for research, learning and teaching during 2016. Others in science, the Rutherford Science and Innovation Centre, and education are scheduled to become available in 2017 and 2018. And a major priority is the demolition of the University of Canterbury Student Association complex and the building of a streamlined, student-owned and operated new centre. The student campaign to raise additional funds for this project is about to begin, and I commend it to you. This year we will also return to our roots at the Arts Centre through the long-term lease of what originally was the Canterbury College Chemistry Building, which will house classics, our world-class collection of Greek and Roman antiquities, and music performance. In the meantime, work continues apace on the less tangible, in some ways more important and even more challenging dimensions to the UC Futures program, that relating to the refining and implementation of our new graduate profile. The goal itself remains constant: to do our utmost to attract, retain and grow great talent as we continue to transform our university. All our graduates here today are living proof of our degree of success so far. For all these endeavours, the year 2016 is already proving to be pivotal. As you have just heard, it offers the first real opportunity to get back to our pre-quake student numbers. In that, all of you and the audience can play your part. Just send us your kids and grandkids in droves, if possible. We will deliver them back to you with a first-class education in their chosen discipline a taste for community service. They will be employment ready and in many cases already work experienced, and they will have come to terms with their role in a bicultural nation in a multicultural world. Through all of these challenges and opportunities I have described, we can be very proud that our university remains world-class and highly ranked. It has been recently confirmed as rated 211th among the world's universities. It is in the top 50 for civil engineering, and 25 of the subjects we teach across the range of the university are world-ranked and in a number of instances improving steadily in their rankings. This is the real reason our student numbers are once more on the increase. Research-informed teaching of the highest international standard is available, accessible and affordable right here on the Ireland campus at the University of Canterbury. There are still tough challenges ahead for us, but UC is an inspirational, international, interesting and rewarding place to be. Increasingly, we are looking not just back to tradition, but forward towards the university's 150th anniversary in 2023. Already, we are catching tantalising glimpses of what more our already great university will have become in just a short 7 years' time. So much for the future. Today is a time for celebration and congratulations to our graduands. It is a time to acknowledge their talents and their commitment to the goals they set themselves and the disciplines they imposed upon themselves, in most cases, years ago. This is the time to celebrate not only their hard work, but also their resilience, because a university qualification never comes easily. This is an occasion our graduands will remember for the rest of their lives. I hope they will remind themselves from time to time of the setbacks, disappointments and doubts they overcame to be here ready to graduate today. Our special admiration goes out to those graduands who found ways to manage the competing demands of study, family and a working career. We particularly acknowledge those for whom university once seemed a daunting prospect, something out of reach, an impossible dream. Perhaps this was because of a disability, because they had tried once and failed, because they had not studied for many years, because English was not their first language, or simply because they were the first in the generations of their family down all the centuries to have both the opportunity and the desire to go to university. To be first in family to attempt university is hard. I was once one of those too. It is a time too to acknowledge and thank the two most important contributors to the success of our graduates, the university faculty, those lecturers, tutors and support staff who gave so freely of their knowledge and time, and those family members, whānau and friends who have supported those graduating today. They were the ones who offered practical help and encouragement in times of stress and doubt. They were critical to your eventual success. Let us note as a community and as a nation how much we will benefit from the success of our graduands. They will contribute through their knowledge of the latest thinking and research in their fields. They take into our community the ability to reason at an advanced level. Many will become leaders in their professions. All will work in the service of humanity. Many will go beyond our shores I know that wherever they choose to work and settle, they will use their new skills to contribute to a better world. Wherever they live and work, today's graduates will become University of Canterbury alumni. They will join a community of scholars well in excess of 100,000 strong and become part of a mutually supportive network. We look forward to maintaining contact with them and welcoming them back home from wherever they are for the rest of their lives. It is time now for me to declare the formal words that give effect under statute to graduation and signal the highlight of our celebration. As each of our graduands comes forward, let us again call to mind their work, their commitment, and the determination that led to this, their very special moment. And let each graduand reflect on just how special their own achievement is. In graduating today, you confirm that you chose to come here and to stay in a post-earthquake environment with all its special challenges. You and your cohort will be known for resilience, courage, and determination, and at the same time compassion and caring for each other and the wider community. From today, your membership of that cohort will distinguish you and shape and sustain you for life. I now convene a ceremony of the University of Canterbury for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas. In the name of the University of Canterbury, I, Lionel John Wood, Chancellor, now confer degrees in this university upon those who are about to be presented. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Rod Carr, to introduce those who will present the graduands.
I call upon the Associate Dean of Postgraduate Research, Professor Lindsay Connor, to present the doctoral graduands.
Doctoral degrees are the highest academic qualifications awarded by the University of Canterbury. They're a mark of intellectual ability, critical thinking and independence. In your graduation program, there is a short description of the research conducted by each of the doctoral graduands. As each walks across the stage, the title of their doctoral thesis will appear on the screen, and members of their supervisory team here in the audience or here up on the stage will stand to acknowledge the student's achievement. Sir, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees. Doctor of Philosophy, Muhammad Safayet Alam in Education. Abad Salah Al-Mutiri in Education. Kofi Ayabi Arthur in Education. Maslina Binti Chi Mustafa in Education. Simon Chima Chima in Sociology. Louine Janet Delves Cooper in Health Sciences. Alison Farmer in Health Sciences. Raymond Morris Jennett in Education. Mohammed Tariq Habibia in education. Kendall Lattimore Jarrett in education. Carolyn Louisa Lord in art history. Edward Anthony McCaffrey in theatre and film studies. Carey Edward Meisner in health sciences. Sandra Robin Redford in education. Abu Nayem Mohammed Salahuddin in education. Y. Lam Heidi Wong in education. Janang Xu in media communication.
I call upon the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Dr. Alison Griffiths, to present the graduands in her faculty.
Sir, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas. Master of Arts with Distinction, Fasenga Sophia Nussbaumer. Master of International Law and Politics with Second Class Honours Division 1, Mark Adrian Prain. Bachelors of Arts with First Class Honours, Jessica Catherine Ruth Gunby. Jordan Charles Griffin Adams. Suzanne Janet Margaret Burke. Rose Miriam Lisa Chalklin. Alice Hartley. Kate Margaret Rose Horrell. Emma Frances Maurice. Alice Teresa McElhone. Emma Grace Murphy. Claire Marie Musson. Wainam Boswell Eng. Shani Materia Ratana. Gordon Murray Reynolds. Olivia Hope Wilson. Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honours Division 1 and Bachelor of Commerce, Dale Eric Richard Trott. Bachelors of Arts with Second Class Honours Division 1, Wingyi Claire Lee. Hannah Rose Marshall. Lucy Christine Wren. Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honors Division II and Master of Business Management, Harrison Norman Albert Jarretts. Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honors Division II, Brooke Ann Harvey. Stacy Hope Rout. Postgraduate Diploma in Journalism, Brooke Helen Hobson. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Commerce, Vivian Jane Loretta Simmons. Bachelors of Arts, Hassan Akbari. Jenny Rose Francis Bailey. Annie Jane Becker. Anthony Reuben Boyd. Alexandra Emma Bryant. Abigail Patricia Buckley. Naomi Tonya Burge. Russell James Cairns. Claudia Frances Cathcart. Jack Alexander McCormick Clark. Devlin John Chass Coates. Taylor Brittany Cockburn. Lydia Amelia Crow. Zoe Ashley DeGroot. Enika Marian Di Jacqueline Seneviratne. Jennifer Marie Dorsey. Jasmine Joanne Patricia Drew. Connor Stephen Entwistle. Caroline Durrell Fallow. Ji Fang. Chantel Kirihi Farrelly. Gareth James Faulkner. Ailish Kate Foster. Gemma Ann Gibson. Thomas Robert Gilmore. Alicia Marie Glasson. Eleanor Sarah Glover. Jacob William Gormack. Anna Louise Greenlaw. Ella Victoria Grigg. Holly Genevieve Groden. Sarah Louise Hurley. Annabelle Grace Hobson. Kate Victoria Hood. Kalina May Houston. Jared James Jameson. Alice Mary Johns. Louise Marie Johnson. Thomas William Kensington. Elizabeth Karen Kiddy. Ju Yun Kim. Emily Rose Knott. Sam Oliver Gibson Lang. Molly Rose Lockington. Joshua Arthur Demetrius Mangos. Leslie Francis MacArthur. Kent William Myers. Hannah Marie Miles. Daniel Roger Milward. Madeline Kate Morley. Emily Rose Musson. Jessica Ann Nowoshelski. Leah Veronica Nolan. Emily Rose Oakley. Rose Alice Catherine O'Malley. Natasha Perla Monica Orlowski. Alexandra Saren Pallett. Rebecca Jane Palmer. Tandiwe Rose Parker. Ariana Joy Pavelka. Haley Louise Payne. Hannah Allison Petrie Peter. Benjamin Michael Pond. James Timothy Robert Priddy. Melanie Jane Barker Ray. Annalise Lynette Rayner. Katie Jane Rochford. Anna Lucia Rumbold. Nardine Marie Shatford. Kate Olivia Sheridan. Charlotte Jane Smith. Shannon Karen Janet Smith. Sophie Marie Smith. Cassie Jane Stewart. Olivia Claire Sterling. Megan Jane Sutherland. Sergio Tavita Talamaveo. Sarah Louise Tarbotton. Connor McElroy Taylor. Sarah Kennedy Thwaites. Georgia Kate Tucker. Caroline Elizabeth Toothope. Jessica Lynette Turkington. Rhiannon Lee Wadsworth McGrath. Mengling Wang. Uanuku Mai Rautanga Wawarena White. Catherine Ann Wilkinson. Celeste June Wilson Mott. Ryan Nathaniel Hunt Winter. Abigail Jane Yates. Masters of Social Work Applied with Distinction. Linda Marie Sawyers. Nicole Juliet Winkleman. Bachelor of Social Work with First Class Honors. Joanna Melissa Higgins. Bachelor of Social Work with Second Class Honors, Division 1, Brooke Alona Candy. Sylvan Denuser. Jacinta Marie O'Neill. Bachelor of Social Work with Second Class Honors, Division 2, Alice Barbara Hogan.
There will now be 2 musical items performed by the University of Canterbury School of Music third-year students Angus Simmons and Grace Ferguson, accompanied by pianist Caroline Johnson-Wu. La Ci Darem la Mano is a love duet sung by Don Giovanni and Zelina in the first act of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's popular opera Don Giovanni. Zelina is in fact engaged to a man called Massetto. However, this does not deter Don Giovanni from trying to seduce Zelina just days before her wedding. Following that, we will hear Questo Amor Vergogna Mia, an aria from Giacomo Puccini's opera Edgar. In this aria, Frank looks at Tigrina from afar and sings his love for her. However, Tigrina does not return this love for Frank as, after growing up together from a very young age, she believes loving him would be sinful, as they are like brother and sister. The title translates into English, This Love, My Shame.
La ci darem la mano, la mi dirai di sì. Vedi non è lontano, partia ben mio da qui.
Vorrei, non vorrei, mi trema poi il cor. Felice sarei, ma pobolami ancor, ma pobolarmi ancor.
Vieni mio bel diletto,
Mi fa pietà Masetto,
io cangerò tua sorte.
Cristo non son più forte, non son più forte, non son più forte.
Vieni, vieni, la ci darem la mano.
Vorrei e non vorrei,
La mi dirai di sì.
mi trema poi il cor.
Io cangerò tu sorte.
Ma popolarmi ancor.
Vieni mio bel
Mi fa
diletto,
pietà Masetto,
io cangerò tu
Cristo
sorte.
non so più forte, non so più forte, non so più forte.
Andiam, andiam.
Andiamo,
Andiam, andiam mio bene, a ristorare le pene d'un innocente amor. Andiam, andiam mio bene, a ristorare le pene d'un innocente amor. Andiam,
andiamo, andiamo.
andiam, andiam mio bene, andiam, le pene a ristorar d'un innocente amor. vergogna mia, io spezzar, scordar vorrei, ma tu non rida, Maria, sono schiavi sensi miei, 1000 volte al cielo giurai di fuggirla e a lei tornai. Giurai di fuggirla e a lei tornai. Ella ride del mio pianto ed io vil col cuore infranto a suoi piedi mi prosterno, a suoi piedi mi prosterno. Ella ride del mio pianto, del mio sdegno si fa scherno, ed io vil col cuore infranto a suoi piedi mi prosterno. Io sogno bramo, a sventura io lavo, a sventura
Master of Fine Arts with Distinction, Sophie Mary Brannan. Thomas Oliver Hancock. Dagan Sandy Wells. Master of Fine Arts with Merit, Gareth John Brighton. Bachelor of Fine Arts with Second Class Honors Division II, Grace Chloe Ryder. Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Arts, Haley Hartstong Shepherd. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Mitchell Lyle Bright. Rebecca Jane Brooks. Christy Lee Cox. Martin Hamizan Abdullah Cox. Grace Camborne Crothel. Emily Heather Davidson. Thomas Patrick Dwyer. Alicia Leonie Edens. Sandra Wynne Gottermeyer. Annabelle Margaret Graham. Rachel Alexandra Gray. Frances Caroline Healy. Ainsley Page Deswart Hood. Charlotte Rose Jackson. Mandy Cherry Joss. Sarah Kate McRoby. Abigail Grace Ann Meakin. Julia Elizabeth Mills. Laura Marie Moffat. Elise Ann Rutherford. Kayla Rose Salt. Bianca Catherine Scrimgeour. Lauren Margaret Smith. Hannah Mary Stevens. Georgia Ellen Taggart. Mary Ellen Tamblin. Natasha Susan Van Schardenberg. Hannah Rose Watkinson. Bachelor of Music with Second Class Honors Division 1 and Bachelor of Arts. Harakoa Kariwa Kerida Atarangi Bronze Daughter George. Bachelors of Music and Bachelor of Arts, Charlotte May Rhodes Enzer. Jason Malutafa Fa'alili Fruin. Bachelor of Music, Peter John Buchan Eng. Rachel Thomas. Jamie Louise Trethowan.
I now call upon the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. David Small, to produce the graduands in his faculty.
Sir, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas. Master of Health Sciences with First Class Honours, Chloe Louise Ward-Smith. Master of Health Sciences with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Angela Jane Burke. Maxwell Joseph DeLu. Alice Victoria Caroline Gray. Megan Louise Hyatt. Rebecca Laura Hicks. Emily Jane Keefe. Kayla Frances Martucky. Matilde O'Sullivan. Eleanor Aline Stronach. Masters of Health Sciences, Sabine Leach. Patricia Margaret O'Neill. Master of Counselling with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Tracy Lee Mulqueen. Postgraduate Diploma in Health Sciences with Distinction, Josephine Mary Butler. Postgraduate Diploma in Health Sciences, Simon George Latimer. Postgraduate Diploma in Specialist Teaching with Distinction, Tracy Patricia Jennifer Aitken. Postgraduate Diploma in Specialist Teaching, Delwyn Joanne McClelland. Postgraduate Diploma in Child and Family Psychology and Master of Arts with Distinction, Kate Ann Dunner. Postgraduate Diplomas in Child and Family Psychology and Master of Arts with First Class Honours, Sulfried Hasselund Gilman. Taryn Jane Lewis. Jordan L. Mulholland. Postgraduate Diplomas in Child and Family Psychology and Master of Science with First Class Honours, Whitney Gillies. Tom Van Lanen. Sophia Rose Worrell Dahl. Postgraduate Diploma in Child and Family Psychology and Master of Science with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Louise Jill McConnell. Postgraduate Diplomas in Child and Family Psychology, Samantha Charlotte Rose Robinson. Lisa Eneke Sinclair. Bachelors of Health Sciences, Emily Denise Box. Melanie Nicole Cameron. Brittany Jane Campos. Olivia Louise Cowie. Jamie Caroline Dolan. Taylor Alexandra Gray. Kate Rebecca Hawes. Romana Karfajic. Claire Marie Manch. Catherine Alice Ibel Mentink. Ruby Louise Skurink. Charlotte Louise Ward. Amelia Gay Wells. Rachel Dawn Williams. Masters of Education with First Class Honours, Andrea Marie DeLorne. Kerry Ann Hall. Blair David Johnston. Nicola Ann Todd. Masters of Education with Second Class Honours Division 1, Samantha Lee Miller. Carolyn Wendy Searle. Michael Edward Stewart. Master of Education with Second Class Honours Division 2, Rochelle Cara Steer. Master of Teaching and Learning with Distinction and Bachelor of Arts, Sione Kirisomi Areli. Masters of Teaching and Learning with Distinction, Lucy Nicola Brownlee. Hannah Witten Ewing. Amy Louise Gledhill. Nicole Sarah Hook. Christopher Ian Rongamate Otakuariki Sullivan, Houghton. Heather Lee Humphrey Taylor. Sasha McQueen Johnson. Graham Richard Jones. Nicole Jane Mertens. Veronica Ann Notesley. Vanessa Helen Price. Nicholas Allen James Shimasaki. Nathan David Sinclair. Erin Nairi Smale. Gareth Robert Sutton. Corinna Joyce Wells. Genevieve Diane Williamson. Masters of Teaching and Learning, Kim Marie Griffin. Olivia May Proctor. Bachelors of Teaching and Learning Primary, Shante Marta Botica. Danielle Victoria Clark. Delwyn Ann Day. Anne Frances Galloway. Anna Catherine Holmes. Bachelors of Teaching and Learning Early Childhood, Georgia Elizabeth Bolton. Erin Eileen Breo. Christina Grace Broham. Jacqueline Marie Fowler. Stephanie Linda Lewis. Sarah Jane Moore. Hannah Leonie Yappa. Bachelor of Education, Physical Education, Rachel Gwen Donaldson. Bachelors of Sports Coaching, Stephen Miles Gordon Jones. Rachel Mariana Panapa. Alex James Withers. Graduate Diplomas in Teaching and Learning Primary, Jeffrey Brian Campbell. Yuting Michelle Chang. Catherine Elaine Gibson. Graduate Diplomas in Early Childhood Teaching, Luliwa Colomba Albornoz. Emily Catherine Carter. Siu Ping Cheong. Natasha Rose Dunn. Xylene Lutzel Pancho Gatula. Janet Harding. Sophia Leong. Gabrielle Patricia Little. Cherie Amanda McGowan. Penelope Jan McRae. Amina Mosafia. Charlotte Jane Nichols. Nina Marie Reeson Fisher. Anna Lucy Robertson. Deepinder Kaur Sidhu. Paul David Smith. Caris L. Huta Sweeney. Corey James Vesper. Abby Lee Young.
I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Kate Dews, ONZM. Kate has dedicated her life to the pursuit of peace. She is a pioneer of the World Court Project, an international campaign by a network of citizen organisations which led to a legal challenge to nuclear deterrence in the International Court of Justice. Her doctoral thesis documents the evolution and impact of the project. She taught peace studies part-time at the University of Canterbury from 1986 to 2006 and is now an adjunct senior fellow in the History Department of the School of Humanities and Creative Arts. She has been the director of the South Island office of the Aotearoa New Zealand Peace Foundation from her home in Christchurch for 36 years. Kate was the New Zealand government expert on the United Nations study on disarmament and non-proliferation education from 2000 to 2002, and from 2007 to 2012, she served on the UN Secretary-General's Advisory Board on disarmament matters. It is my great pleasure to invite Kate to deliver the graduation address.
Thank you, Paul. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou katoa, ki te atua, tēnā koe. Ki a papatūnuku, tēnā koe. Ki te whare, tēnā koe. Ki te hunga mate, ki te hunga ora, tēnā koutou katoa. To the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council and academic colleagues, and most importantly, to the graduates and your families and whānau, including a baby, I think I heard. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you on your special day. I must confess that this is my first graduation ceremony at the age of over 60 and a grandmother. So I genuinely share your feelings of excitement and achievement, because over 40 years ago I couldn't afford to travel from Auckland to Christchurch to graduate from my BA in music and English and education, nor could I afford to travel to Australia 20 years later as a solo mother of 3 daughters for my extramural doctorate in peace studies. So my heartfelt congratulations to you all for your skills, perseverance and hard work in achieving this wonderful milestone today. And I've often been asked how an ordinary, rather conservative Kiwi music teacher found herself helping take a case to the International Court of Justice, or the World Court, which is the legal arm of the United Nations, to try and have the threat or use of nuclear weapons outlawed, and how I later became an advisor to government and then to 2 UN Secretary-Generals. This was certainly not the life path I envisaged on completing my first music degree. In 1976, I helped organise a peace squadron, the waterborne protests against visits by nuclear-powered and nuclear-armed warships. And while teaching my students a song of lament for the victims of Hiroshima, I found I needed to research about nuclear weapons. What I discovered took me on a lifelong journey, both educating about and protesting against these horrendous terror devices. I learned about the health and environmental effects from the hundreds of nuclear tests in the Pacific by the US, UK and France, but I gained inspiration from peace leaders like Elsie Locke, the Locke building, you know, at the university, who campaigned against the ANZUS Treaty and called for a Southern Hemisphere nuclear-free zone. I was inspired by our local suffragists who achieved the world's first votes for women, and the courageous, conscientious objectors imprisoned during the 2 world wars for speaking out against war. They continue to give me strength and provide a korowai, a protective cloak around me. In 1979, after studying peace in Britain, I helped create a small peace collective here. This group's anti-nuclear activities led to Christchurch becoming New Zealand's first nuclear-free city in 1982, and by 1987 New Zealand had become the first country to adopt nuclear-free legislation. In 1983, I instigated a New Zealand speaking tour by Dr. Helen Caldecott, a passionate paediatrician. She challenged us, why worry about your children's education and their violin practice if you're not doing something about the 70,000 nuclear weapons which can destroy the world 24 times over? Well, as a mother of 3 preschoolers, one I'd just given birth to, it was a light bulb moment which spurred me to dedicate my life to ridding the world of these hideous weapons. 30 years ago, my fellow peace campaigner, retired magistrate Harold Evans, began the World Court Project. Over the next decade, we pioneered this international campaign with a motley team of Kiwi doctors, lawyers, and a few activists like myself, to have the World Court given an advisory opinion on the legal status of nuclear weapons. July the 8th this year will mark the 20th anniversary of the Court's historic judgment that the threat or use of nuclear weapons would generally be illegal. It was the biggest and most controversial case considered by the Court, and it continues to have an impact on nuclear disarmament today. How did we do it? We nurtured a network of surprisingly few like-minded, passionate souls prepared to take risks and speak truth to power. With minimal funding, no email or social media, we travelled overseas and lobbied diplomats and decision makers. We forged relationships with parliamentarians, creating a plan whereby the overwhelming anti-nuclear majority of governments working together were able to use their power in the United Nations to pass resolutions to get the case to the court. We collected over 4 million personally signed declarations of public conscience opposing nuclear weapons, and the court accepted it as citizens' evidence. We gathered support from over 700 international organisations and thousands of leading citizens, including some Nobel Peace Laureates. We also ensured that the voices of Indigenous Pacific women were heard in the UN and at the court. We were mocked as random idiot NGOs and politically naive, idealistic amateurs. Some of us risked any future formal careers, endured disapproval from our families, and even suffered financially. But it was all worth it. We had what one well-known journalist called the principled audacity to uphold our dream of harnessing the law and humanitarian outrage to outlaw nuclear weapons as a vital stepping stone towards a nuclear-free world. We researched the issues, we helped write and publish handbooks for decision makers, we spoke with conviction as proud citizens of a nuclear-free country. Although the threat of nuclear annihilation persists, there are now less than 15,000 nuclear weapons, and a new generation of campaigners are taking up the struggle. So some of us can retire. Back in 1938, as Mahatma Gandhi launched the final push towards evicting the British from India, he said, and I quote, "A small body of determined spirits, fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission, can alter the course of history." And in my experience, I believe it is the only thing that ever has. So now I encourage you, as potential future leaders, to search out kindred spirits, to team up with you about issues which make your heart sing. Do not be afraid to think outside the box, to explore unexpected possible openings, to challenge convention, and to take risks. The United Nations would never have appointed me to advisory roles without both a history of speaking out and an appropriate academic qualification. And I'd like to finish with a prayer by one of my favourite Australian cartoonists, Michael Leunig, who illustrates the prayer with himself as a butterfly emerging wide-eyed from his cocoon, rather a bit like you people today. God, help us to change ourselves and to change the world. To know the need for it, to deal with the pain of it, to feel the joy of it, to undertake the journey without understanding the destination, the art of gentle revolution. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you.
Dr. Dews, Kate, on behalf of all of us, thank you very much for an inspirational address about a life that has truly made a difference to all of us, made a difference in a complex world. Thank you for sharing your time today. As we bring the formal part of our occasion towards its conclusion, it remains for me to do several small things. One is first to recognise all of you as a group of students and now graduates who have persisted in your studies at a particularly challenging time in the long history of the university. The disruptions to classes, uncertainty around our city are now behind you as you look forward to the future. But you've learnt much about your own resilience and persistence. You are truly marked as distinctive, and congratulations to you all. On your behalf, I would also like to thank our staff particularly. The last few years have been challenging on and off campus, and I'd like you to join me in giving them special applause for their support. Well, this is my 8th year as Vice-Chancellor, my 50th graduation ceremony, and I've had the privilege of seeing over 16,000 students walk across the stage. There is somebody I would like to briefly acknowledge today, and that is Professor Steve Weaver. Professor Weaver, who spoke to you at our musical interlude, is ending his time at the university in May, having spent 38 years at the University of Canterbury and most recently as Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research. Steve, this is your last graduation in this capacity, and thank you for all your support. Shortly, I will ask you to stand and join in singing Gaude Amus, the conclusion of which I would ask that you remain standing and the stage party will lead the graduates from the auditorium. Please stand.
Academia, vivant professores, vivant Academia, vivant professores, vivat membrum quod debet, vivat membrum